Welcome to the world of Just Kicking It, a 3D over-the-shoulder sports game where the player gets the chance to be the ball. As the player, you will assume control of a game ball that suddenly comes to life during a soccer game, and you only have one thing on your mind. I want off this field. However, there are two soccer teams that have other plans since they are still playing a game of soccer and attempting to kick the player into the goal. If the player gets put in the goal, the player loses. As the ball, the player will have the ability to roll forward, back, side to side with additional controls to quickly dash left or dash right to avoid kicks. If the player does get kicked by chance, while airborne, the player will have the ability to move left and right ever so slightly to help the player position themselves when they land. As with any sporting event, the antagonizing force will always be the opposing team. However, for this game, both teams are the antagonizing force to the player. Not only will the separate teams be competing against one another, they are all competing for you in a fox and hound style of gameplay. The player will need to make fast decisions during the game for dodging kicks, using the AI to their advantage, doing all they can to get off the field in a large game of cat and mouse. The AI players will move faster than the player's rolling motion, so the player will need to use their abilities constantly to dodge or find a way to use the AI's kicks to their advantage. Since the amount of motion that would be present around the player, the game will need to be in a 3D third-person over-the-shoulder style gameplay. 2D overhead could be used, but I believe that this will make dodging considerably harder and robs the player of interactability with the actual ball. This will be a first of its kind of game, since there are no other games currently that allow the player to be the ball during a sporting event. However, the gameplay will be similar in nature to that of the Champions 4, which is a basic online soccer game that can be found free online. The rules for the game are simple. Don't get kicked, don't get put in the goal, get off the field. The AIs, however, will continue to follow basic rules of soccer while playing, although the ball has a little bit to say about how that works now. So the AI players will pursue the ball endlessly, kicking it towards their respective goals when they're close enough to the player, attempting to win the soccer match. While that could be a win for them, that's a definite loss for you. The risk for this style of game will be replayability, which comes with with programming and scripting necessary for increased difficulty within the span of the rules of soccer. Starting at a novice, the rules will be very basic. Kick, run, score. We leave the motion of the players like a youth league soccer team, like a teamwork, hoarding around the ball, not staying in assigned areas, etc. However, as the levels increase, the AI players will need to become more agile, faster, trapping their player on the field, using a sense of teamwork against the player, ultimately getting to the level comparable to that of a World Cup level soccer team. With Just Kicking It, I believe we can add a new element to sport level gaming, bringing a more involved and comical experience that will bring out the gamer in all of us, the pleasant and the not so pleasant. That is my pitch, and thank you for listening.